Alright, good evening everybody. Late for a wedding, trying to get there. And right now, I'm on the Throgsneck Bridge. Throgsneck Bridge. Throgsneck Bridge is a special place in my heart. Because my father, for 20 years, worked here, the Throgsneck Bridge. He was a police officer, worked for the Triborough Bridge and Tunnel Authority here on the Throgsneck Bridge. So as I was approaching, because the GPS it was guiding me, right? But I'm saying get to shliach, or sometimes I don't know. It sounds like maybe shlucha. I don't know. I remember someone told me he was sitting in the car with one of my rebbeim, and it was when the GPS first came out, and he's like, "Oh, Dovi, make a wrong turn. I want to see what she says." And then he says, we'll call her Sprinza or something like this. One of our rebbeim, we all know. So anyway, old story I remember. But anyway, I'm making this video now, and I drank something made shahako and brain fashos, and I learned a few mishnayos, and I had in mind to make a tikkun for all the neshamas and all the ruchas and all this, everything that goes on that the Baruch Shalom had beschaffen in this bridge. Because the fact that I grew up and I had a roof over my head and I had food to eat, the way that God sent that to my family is from this bridge. So we know, like Moshe Rabbeinu, he had to have a Kurz Tov for the Nile River, right? Not that he worshipped it, like the Egyptians did. Just he had to respect it. And the same thing here. We do a mitzvah. We don't chap what kind of big tikkunim we make, and it's such a minor, normal thing. You make a bracha, shahakol nibadvari, blessed art thou, O Lord our God, the King of the universe, for all was made by His word. That's before you eat, and then after you eat, that God created many souls, great nefashos rabbis, and all of the things that they lack. Why? To give life to the soul of all that's living, soul, spirit, life force, whatever you want to touch it. Do you chap what I'm saying? That the Berei Nefashos rabbis for me as a kid growing up on Long Island, it was because my father came and worked here on the Throgsneck Bridge in the Bronx and Queens, and he drove here every day, and the Baruch Shalom had geschickt parnosa for in the door gezellige brick, right? It's a gewaltige Zach. You chap what I'm saying? Meaning, God sent this to us through this, so I have to show my respect to this bridge that made it possible that God created all of the materials and put all the wisdom into the hearts of all the people who build it and maintain it. And you do a mitzvah, you learn some Torah, you make a bracha, you eat something, you make a bracha before and after. And you have in mind that this is dedicated, that it's all God. Everything is God. We're not worshiping the bridge, we're not worshiping anything. We recognize all creations. But that God's handiwork in this, that He gave us, and He created a world that we can make these tikkunim, we can make these spiritual rectifications through living our lives simply as Jews, doing mitzvahs. It's nothing fancy, it's nothing out of ordinary, it's just simple, good Jewish life. And we make tikkunim on all of these things, meaning who knows what kind of netzitzes the kedusha are in that bridge, or in this street, or in the car, or in all these things. and we do a mitzvah, we make a tikkun. Don't give up on such things. Don't lose out on such things. It's a tremendous opportunity that we have to do these mitzvahs. We are so blessed that the Rebbeinu Shalom makes us a partner in the world, that we can do these types of things, and then it goes weiter. You know, we we're feeding our children. Meaning my father fed me, his father fed him, and my mother's father fed her, and now we're here, and now I'm feeding my children. And I know that Rebbeinu Shalom is the one hanoisen lechem l'chol basar kilolam chastoi, but in his chesed, in his kindness, and in his glory, he gives us these opportunities to share in this, to experience this, and to make tikkunim and all these things. So now, Baruch Hashem, I'm here, I'm going to make a few dollars, Kanai Nahara, and I can go to the Jewish neighborhood, not too far away, where I used to go to school and live there, and learn Torah, and I'll buy some kosher food. Or here we pass Francis Lewis Boulevard. You go down Francis Lewis Boulevard. There's a lot of tzaddikim buried. How many people go there, daven, say Tehillim, by all the different admarim who are buried in Francis Lewis Boulevard, the Lubavitcher Rebbes, there were other Rebbes buried there. I'm trying to remember. There's the one he gave for Arbis Medrash, Sefer Torah. The different Rebbes, different tzaddikim, they're buried. And then you go other places in Queens, other tzaddikim buried all over Queens. It's an incredible thing. They make time to make devotions, devote themselves to God, find inspiration, do mitzvahs. How many yeshivas are here in Queens? You can sit and learn Torah and Lander College and the Chavetz Chaim and the Nora Chaim and Ezra Academy and Shara Torah and then Kesser Torah and all the Bate Medrash, all the shuls. You can sit and learn Torah and do mitzvahs. It's such a gewaldige thing. Don't think that this is a small thing. Make the most of all the mitzvahs you do. It shouldn't just be mitzvahs and nashim ulamada. It shouldn't just be by rote, because the energy that we invest into doing things, and we do l'shem shemayim, it's a gewaldige thing. So I saw something interesting yesterday. My Rebbe, Zol Gesundsein Calver Rebbe from Williamsburg, he writes every week with his eyes because he has Lou Gehrig's disease. He can't move, he can't talk, he can't write. But the Rebbeinu Shalom put a noise in Chochma. The Rebbeinu Shalom Mlamed at the Chonin Lodam Das Mlamed Lanish Bina. The Rebbeinu Shalom put into people's minds to invent machines that a person who cannot move, just his eyes move, that he can write Divrei Torah. A tzaddik like Kalav Rebbe, the tzaddik Hador, can write Divrei Torah. So he wrote from the Toldos, who heard from the Holy Baal Shem Tov. The Mishnah says, the Gemara says, Gemara in Pesachim, that mitoich shaloi lishma ba lishma. It's not a Mishnah, I'm sorry. And so the Baal Shem that oilam yaseg adam afilu shaloi lishma shemitoich shaloi lishma ba lishma. A person should always serve God, always do mitzvahs, learn Torah, even if it's not for the sake of doing the mitzvahs, right? Because from something that's not for its sake, you come to do a thing for its sake. So the Toldos was the first Hasidic sefer. He said in the name of his Rebbe, the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, that's bedavka. It's not b'di'evid. People think it's like b'di'evid. You should do shalol lishma, and then mitoich shalol lishma b'al lishma. I said no. It's bedavka. It's specifically, and not like the New York Times says zavka, which is not a word, but davka. So what do we mean? So mitoich shalol lishma b'al lishma. What does it mean? That it means that don't go and do a mitzvah thinking that you're going to do a mitzvah, because the Yetzer Hara is going to overcome you and try to stop you from doing the mitzvah. So what should you do? You should go do something else, something selfish, something personal, that's not a mitzvah, not an avera, something neutral, not a sin, just something neutral. And mitoich shaloi lishma b'al lishma, and find a way to transform that thing which is not a mitzvah into a mitzvah, and then you come to something that's lishma. And so that's pshat, that li'olam yasek adam shaloi lishma. A person should always do mitzvahs shaloi lishma, bedavka, specifically, not for the sake of the mitzvah. And then mitoich shaloi lishma b'al lishma. That's the way you're going to get to lishma, is by it's not being lishma. It's a gewaltige Sache. And so we go, we do things, we go have fun with our family, you go to the fair, you go to the show, you go something, and then you turn that around, you drive on the bridge. What is that? You're going to do something to make parnasa. You have in mind, I'm making a tikkun on this bridge because the money I'm going to make, I'm going to spend on kosher food. I'm going to spend on schar limit for my kids to learn Torah. I'm going to do mitzvahs with this. So this shalol lishma is stam, a normal secular thing. It's b'al lishma, or even it's not even you making money, not you making parnasa. You're having a pastime. The thing is that enjoyment that you feel, you recognize that God is the one who gave it to you. And you chaperine a little bit of learning while you do that too. And you eat something, you make a bracha, and you make sure you're only eating kosher. And you follow the halachas while you keep Shabbos, you do everything right. That's what I have to share. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment. We'll see you later.